Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a little bit more assembly on the engine. This is the kickstand bracket, and we're going to remount this. This actually now has a nice, tough, baked enamel coating. I just did that. It's not a great, not the best paint job I've ever done, not the worst. And once again, having working out of my kitchen, there's only so much I can do, you know, without all the tools I need. But kickstand got the same baked enamel treatment. Later in the video we're going to mount the transmission case cover, and we're going to seal that up. So it's going to be an action-packed video. Yeah. Alright, step one, we want to put this bracket on in the right direction. And as far as I can tell, this is how it goes on. Actually, like that. Okay, because the kickstand is kicked out this way, and there's a stop bar here so that it can't be pushed forward too far. So let's get these bolts in place. One and two, and we've got this hose retainer. This actually is designed to hold the bowl drain, and that would be on this side of the engine, right about here. So we're going to put that right there, and we're going to throw a nut on that. And there should be another nut here somewhere for the other one. There it is. When I put the stand back on initially to help aid engine disassembly, I made a huge mistake. So I had the crankcase side removed, and I ran the bolts in this way, which means that when I go to pull this off, as I did earlier today, what happened was it was interfering, this bolt was interfering with the crankcase. So rather than remove the crankcase again, I bent the bolt upward and slid it out, and then I re-straightened it after. Not really what you want to do, but that's why you really got to pay attention, you know, when you're disassembling things as to sometimes what direction these bolts go into, because they can go in from either side. So that's what kind of threw me. All right, next we need to get the kickstand in place. And there are no washers or spacers on the inside, which is kind of surprising to me. But there's a heavy-duty pin that goes in there. Here it is. We're going to grease that pin up with some. There it is. Get this molybdenum grease. This is it's kind of a universal grease. It contains molybdenum, which is important. Actually, it's more important for wheel bearings than anything else. But all right, let me wipe my hands off. I'm going to pop that bolt in. It may need to be tapped in a little bit, though. Put my hammer here. That is held in by a cotter pin, and I have a new box of those. The original one was a pretty small one, so I'm going to use this right here. Matter of fact, these are a little bit too long, so I'm going to have to cut this one down a little bit. I'll bring it to about that length. So what we're going to do is we're going to split it apart. We're going to cut one side at a time. We're going to use our old one as a guide as to how long it should be. You want to make one leg longer than the other. That's how you make it easy to split the pin. And there we have it. Correct size cotter pin. And we'll slide it in there. Oh, make sure we get that washer back in there. Slide it in. We're going to bend it apart. This pin is a little bit heavier than the one that came out, which is okay. And we're going to just kind of spread it around. I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to further bend it out of the way. And that's how we reinstall the kickstand. That's good. That'll do. Okay, now we need to get that spring in place. No, that's probably not a good idea. There we go. Ah, got it. Okay, and that is done. Now I need to get some rubbing alcohol, and we're going to clean this surface up nice and make it nice and oil free. Alcohol is a great way to use to do that. You can use a clean cloth and some alcohol. Because we're going to be using some of that crankcase sealant to give this a nice, tacky, rubbery surface for that gasket to bond to. Okay. What we're also going to do is we're going to prep our cover. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the kickstart shaft seal. Put it right in there. Okay. I've already cleaned the seal mating surface on the cover, so I don't need to worry so much about that right now. That's been thoroughly cleaned up. Alright. Now let's go grab our paper gasket and make sure it fits. Make sure it's the right one. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect fit. Alright, so why don't we go ahead and grab our sealant. And we're going to paint it on. That to the other, do that to the cover as well. We're going to give this a couple of minutes to skin over, and then we're going to throw the paper gasket on, and then we'll torque it down. Okay, at this point we are ready to drop it all on. I got all my bolts sorted out by size. I've got my tools ready. Got to put the gasket on. Put that down carefully. Like I said, because this is being filled with oil, I don't trust it with a paper gasket alone. I'm using the Foreman Place gasket, which is not your typical RTV. It's a little bit better quality. As kind of a safety guard, safety measure. Okay. and give it a few taps on the soft side. Okay. Alright, I think it's ready to be torqued. So what we're going to do is drop our screws down. The longest one goes in the middle. And they come in two different lengths. We've got the longer screws, which go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have a 7th one, but I don't seem to have a corresponding location for it. So I'm going to put that one aside for now. Let's use these short ones. 2. Oh, I found it. That goes right there. Now this is where the oil fill check screw goes. That's going to be this one right here. It's got a crush gasket on it. Make sure that when you put this screw on, it's got the hex head. You want a fresh crush gasket on it. That one goes there. That one goes here. We've got that longer one that goes here. Got two short ones here, 1 and 2. Now we're going to zap this sucker on with a screw gun. I'm going to get my screws all in place first. Now, the pattern I'm using is we're going to work our way inside out from both ends. I should up this a little bit. There we go. Maybe a little more. I think we're done. My sucker's not going anywhere. Not anytime soon. Clean it up. Yeah, there we go. So when I get the kickstart shaft on there, or lever, let's pop this on. This is getting replaced with a new one. That goes there. Kickstart should go somewhere around in this position. toss that bolt in for good luck. Okay. Engine upright. See how we did. I think we did okay. That works nice. Lubricated this too, so that doesn't squeak and do bad things anymore. So, there we go. I'm almost ready to put the rear wheel on and mount this on the bike, but I'm not going to do that until the top end comes on, and then I'll start worrying about that. Alright, I'm going to be throwing some Sil Glide in here. Actually, I'm going to pull that spring back off, I think, and coat it in Sil Glide. I like Sil Glide because it doesn't, when it warms up, it doesn't drip and creep out everywhere. It sort of stays in place. And, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. There you go. A little smoother. I want to point out a couple of other details that I did here. So, all of these JIS bolts, every single one of these, I buffed up with a wire wheel. And on one or two of them, where they were cammed out and somewhat ruined, here's one. I actually ground the surface with a bench grinder just to smoothen it out, and then I hit it again with a wire wheel. These little details really add up when you're putting something like this together. Oh wow, what a shiny, clean, sparkling oven. How does he do it? How does he keep this oven so clean? Does he eat out every day? Well, not anymore. No, I use Easy Off to keep my oven clean. But Easy Off has one other unexpected purpose. This cylinder head was completely caked up with burnt oil drippings and leaves and just dirt and grime, and it was disgusting. In fact, the vents, or the fins closest to the combustion chamber, were completely blocked. And I tried everything to clean this cylinder head. I tried boiling it in degreaser. I tried washing it. I tried using, I tried paint thinner. I tried everything under the sun. I even tried brake cleaner. Nothing worked. I could not get my tools and brushes into these crevices to get this head clean. But you look at it now, and it looks brand new. How did I do it? Easy Off. Yes, for ovens and cylinder heads, Easy Off. This is not a paid endorsement. Easy Off was able to actually dissolve the grime, organic matter, and inorganic matter, and it took about about a half an hour or so of repeated cleanings and rinsings. But it actually worked. But the cautionary thing I can tell you is that Easy Off is made from lye. Lye is extremely caustic. It can corrode aluminum, and it can also destroy your fingers. It burns like a son of a bitch coming on, and it's really hard getting it off. So I caution you all, if you decide to use Easy Off to clean your cylinder head, do so with caution. Wear gloves. Wear face masks and other protection. Wear eye protection. And I say that because the fumes alone are enough to make you choke. So do exercise caution, and you can probably use a generic oven cleaner, but I just happen to have a can of Easy Off. And I got the idea because I had cleaned my oven yesterday, or the day before, and I'm thinking, if it dissolves, cooking oils and other things so readily, what would it do to burnt on two-stroke oil? Well, it turns out it does a fantastic job. And it worked. So after I cleaned it, I rinsed it heavily in hot water, and I then sprayed it down with WD-40 and whacked and hit it a few times with a brush to get any quick oxidization off. And here it is, a day later, still looking brand new, inside and out. How did the cylinder head get so much oil on it? Ah, I thought you'd never ask. If you recall from our earlier videos when I was just starting the disassembly process, I found that oil had been dripping from the sight glass on the oil tank right onto the frame. And it had been dripping there for many years. And it was dripping around the engine hanger and straight down right to this seam right here. Guess what's below this seam? Usually right where my hand is. You're right, the cylinder head. And you know, all that oil that dripped down just basically just collected on the cylinder head, causing it to, over time, burn up. And because the engine was running so lean and so hot, it probably took a couple of years, but that oil just slowly burnt up into a crusty substance that was damn near impossible to get off. But you know, I did get it off, and it's clean. The oil seal is fixed. The lean running condition will be fixed. The worn out piston and cylinder will be replaced. I have those on order as of yesterday. So we'll be getting this thing running within a reasonable time frame. And you can see I've got that battery box all painted and remounted. I have new battery. I actually found these pads. Suzuki still sells the adhesive pads that go on the inside of this battery box. So I've got those on order. I've got these engine hanger bushings on order. These were like $4. These got destroyed from the oil, and so they need to be replaced now. Hopefully I got them. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, she's coming together. She's coming together. The last and final project that I need to really focus on is that fuel tank. I reached out to the Rust-Oleum company and to see if they could come up with a color chart that I can use to help guide my decision in buying paint. I'm not going to get an exact match. I'm just looking for a similar color. Fortunately, this is non-metallic paint, so it can come right out of a rattle can without any special mixing or any additives or anything like that. Just buy like Rust-Oleum and it will do the job. As long as I top coat it with a decent clear coat that's fuel resistant, and I found one, we'll be on the road. Let's take a quick look at this old cylinder. Now this cylinder is a good cylinder. I'm keeping this because I may end up putting it back to its original stock cylinder size. So because this cylinder, all this needs is to be bored out for its first oversize. There's no need to get rid of this. I'd be kind of stupid to get rid of it. Just in case the new one doesn't work out so well. I'm also going to keep the original piston because it's a great souvenir. I might make an earring out of it or something. I'm just kidding. You know, give it to my girl and yeah, well, I'm going to keep the original piston as well, just because. But this is a good cylinder, a good bore. It's not too damaged. I mean, you got to figure the cast iron cylinder versus the light aluminum piston is, you know, this is going to hold up. I might not even need to bore this out. Maybe a good honing will do the job. But you'll notice there's a lot of carbon buildup, especially inside the intake and exhaust ports. It's pretty disgusting in there. I mean, this engine was running really hot and it roasted the intake passages, and it's just oh man, what a disaster. But yeah, you know, whatever, it is what it is. A little bit of coke build up in the exhaust port, not too bad though. How deep is that anyway? Let's see if I have something to scratch it with. Let's see if I get a screwdriver. Yeah, I guess that's pretty thick. But, you know, it's funny how a comedy of errors, a comedy of lack of maintenance issues is what really took this engine down. And the thing is, and this is why I'm impressed, it still ran. It was still a running motor, despite overheating many times and seizing multiple times. Let's go grab that piston again. I mean, look at that thing. It's cooked. It's cooked. And look at all this blow-by from these worn piston rings. That is blow-by, and that is what helps damage, or helps, you know, accelerate things, because that's heat, it's hot gases being blown back into the engine upon combustion. And you know, you wonder why there's so much buildup in this engine. And look at that, that's just disgusting. Just disgusting. And yeah, I got to get this wrist pin out. I'm going to have to probably reuse that wrist pin. I don't think my kit actually includes one. I'll have to press that out. Yeah, I'm going to probably have to keep that. And there were just 2 little clips holding it in place. That's right, that's all it was, just 2 little clips. I also ordered a new connecting rod bearing, the piston end bearing. Small end bearing. There's a small end and the big end. The big end is the crank side and the small end is the piston side. So I got that on order from the dealer. And yeah, the kit cost me 140 bucks. I bought it from Treatland. I was going to buy it from 1977 Mopeds, but their ordering system was broken and I was in the mood to buy it right now, not next week. So I just went ahead and I ordered it from Treatland. Same kit, same price. Cost me 20 bucks to ship it. Whatever. Alright, onward and upward.